Please put your devices on airplane mode.
B-Boy Fidget.
What's going on?
Appreciate you being here. Hey, man, so basically, a lot of people, they haven't had the experience that you had in being able to go to different places and try your music in different markets. You know what I'm saying? What you think the benefit to going to other markets like Atlanta and other places is? You moved there for a little amount of time, right?
Yeah, I was there for 10 years.
10 years.
I still have a studio there.
Okay, so
yeah.
Okay, so you kind of planted your feet out there.
Yeah, definitely. It's like man. So I moved there pretty much like right out of high school. I went to Seattle Central for a little bit after high school, and then I just went out there and just, I knew I wasn't gonna I didn't have any ambition to finish school. I already knew what I wanted to do, so pretty much just started over out there. Was lucky to link up with some good fellas, and we opened a studio, which I had for 10 years, and then within the last 2-3 years, I opened a new studio with my dude Jacob Waddy, and yeah, man, it's right now the studio is keeping me there, and being down there, it just really taught me. It taught me a lot about the hustle, because it's not really about being the best rapper. You know what I'm saying? It's really about being the best businessman. And it's really just about realizing too, when it comes to traveling, that like, okay, your music might not be for everybody, so you're gonna have to take a trip to figure out where people like your stuff. You know what I'm saying? Because everyone can be successful, but you might just not be in the right market. So yeah, Atlanta taught me that for sure. Like I just saw so many people that Seattle has it hands down, I would say, when it comes to musical ability. When you look at the Jimi Hendrixes and the Quincy Jones,
The talent's here.
The talent has always been here, but everyone who's ever been successful had to branch out and be like, spread their wings and be like, go over here, go over there, and really see where you're received the best. Because to be honest, it don't matter where you're from. I personally feel like you're never gonna get the same amount of love until you go somewhere and come back or whatever, because people have that mentality like, oh, I went to high school with you, so let me get a discount, or oh, I'll get the CD next time, I got your number. And that's not the energy that you want when you doing this as a business. You want people to respect you for the business, and sometimes it's hard when you in a city where people know you your whole life. On the flip side of the coin, you can get a lot of support because people have known you your whole life, but it's a balancing act. And I think the best thing is, it's just like anything, you don't know what you got till it's gone. It's beautiful to just go somewhere for a little bit, come back and be more well received because of what you've accomplished or what you've decided to branch out and do.
Okay, so how do you feel like you were received coming back to Seattle?
To be honest, I was gone for too long, in my opinion. I should have probably been coming back and forth a lot more, because within that 10-year time span, you got so many new artists coming up.
It's a time for a lot of new
right,
artists.
and so a lot of the newer artists weren't even really hip to me before, right? You know what I'm saying? So I came back pretty much just like, okay, I'm gonna have to attack this like I'm a brand new artist again, like super humble, doing shows I didn't want to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Working my way up to the shows I wanted to do, and people who know that I've been doing this for a while, there's always that respect factor there, but I always move with a big sense of humility and just real humble. And I feel like that's also a part of success, is just realizing that you're really only as good as your last hit. It don't matter what you did 10 years ago. If you ain't got nothing to show for it today.
Do you think that that's like a, okay, all right, before I go into that, let me ask this. On the tip of you moving back and forth and stuff like that, what are some of like the qualities that you feel like when you came back with that wasn't available, or that people just wasn't hip on, or you know what I'm saying? Because there's more of a music market for hip hop and black artists in Atlanta that weren't here. What do you think?
So you made me think about something, because I'm big on the law of attraction. And so the dude who first ran the 4-minute mile, the year that he broke that record and did it, 20,000 people did it. You know what I'm saying? Because a part of it is just knowing that and having role models and people around you where you could say, he's doing it, I can do it too. Atlanta is big on that. You could go to the mall, you could be getting something to eat and you see somebody famous, you know what I'm saying? And you be like, dang, like I could do it too. You know what I mean?
Does that change? Like, since we got a lot of different races that's done well in hip hop in Seattle, do you think does that change? Like, is it the same? Can you look at a white rapper and be like, since Macklemore made it, I can make it?
Well, I could look at anybody.
Do you think it's better to have a black artist?
I don't discriminate on race, but I feel like me being a black man, it's natural that it's gonna affect me in a different way when I see another brother doing something, just like it probably would for an Asian person or a white person, because maybe you in a city where there's no Asian people doing it, and then you see somebody doing it and you like, oh wow, I could do it too. You know what I'm saying? So just us as minorities, man, we've always gotten the short end of the stick, and so just to see black people just wealthy and doing their thing, it's like, you know, you don't see that everywhere. You know what I'm saying? So for me personally, yeah, it was empowering to see black people doing their thing at a high level, but I think the same rules apply for any race, you know?
So how did that make, I mean, do you feel like you still got the grind or the mentality that you came home with? Like, did you come home with like a mentality like, oh, I'm about to take this back to the town?
Yes.
Like, do you feel like all that's still there?
I do.
Or do you feel like, or has any of it been kind of dulled because of, like, you know what I'm saying, certain reactions that just weren't to what you thought they should be?
Yeah, I mean, a little bit of both. I think what I've realized is that it's important for me to be bi-coastal, because whenever I stay anywhere too long, I start falling into everything that place has to offer, bad or good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Seattle naturally, like, you know, everyone's smoking weed. It's like hippie town. It rains a lot. Like, sometimes things move at a slower pace. People are still getting to the bag in their own way, but sometimes they just take their time. When you go to New York or ATL, you know, stuff stays open later. People are not sleeping. They're constantly on it. So I kind of came back feeling like I could run.
Or there's somebody working.
Right? So
somebody's
so that work ethic is instilled in me from there, and then I come back here where I feel like stuff's moving slow, and I feel like, okay, I can run laps around this place. You know what I'm saying? And that it's once again, I don't necessarily feel like you have to live anywhere for a long time to have that energy. It's just more about realizing that, okay, this is what this place is good for. This is what this place is good for. I can't be anywhere too long. I need to keep shaking. You know what I'm saying? Because everywhere you go, you learn something, and you know what I'm saying? I want to keep learning. I think that's a big part of progress, you know? So, yeah.
Damn, who are some of the people that, because I feel like when you came back, right? Well, before, like when you was gone,
yeah.
Like, I'm gonna give a time frame. When you were gone, probably back in like 2008, 6 to 2009, like you were like, niggas was like, that's B-Boy Fidget, bro. He moved to da 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 da, or he went to da 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 da. He doing his thing, da 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 da. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you were kind of like the prodigal son. Like, you know what I'm saying? It was like, bro, like that's a dude that's very serious about his music, and that, you know what I'm saying, got his priorities in order. And it was like you were one of them dudes that niggas wasn't gonna be surprised if you just fucking blew all the way the fuck up at any fucking moment. Like, you know what I'm saying? So like, who are some of those people that you see, or are you paying attention to like the new artists in Seattle right now that you could see that could possibly, if they could do what you did and just leave and possibly go and get some love? Do you know any of those type of artists, or do you got anything that you would say to those type of artists?
Let's see. Man, there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people working, and I almost don't want to name too many people because I feel like I'm gonna forget and leave somebody out. But much blessings to everybody that's grinding
Man,
in
you my
Seattle.
brother, bro. You gonna be able to get back on here. We gonna talk. Bro.
Yeah,
We're gonna
yeah,
do plenty of these, bro.
yeah,
So
yeah,
if
yeah.
you say some names now, bro, it won't
Yeah,
matter, bro.
nah, but there's a lot of cats that I see that they got the juice. But I guess what I would say to everyone is just just like believe in yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because like no one else is gonna do it for you. And really, it's like, yeah, when it comes down to it, man, it's all about believing. And it sounds corny, but it's just the truth, man. Like like you walk into a room full of people. Let's say you travel somewhere and you in a good situation. You in a room with some good A&Rs and some execs and some people that can do something for you, and they really scrutinizing you. They really they're not going to be impressed very easily. You have to have more belief in yourself than anybody else. Like, this is that shit. Like, you just don't know it yet, but this is it. And that energy translates into the bag. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've seen it happen time and time again with people, like I said, who might not be the best rapper, might not be the whatever, but it's also about tapping into whatever makes you special. Like, I came from breakdancing. I came from the b-boy community, and when I started really going hard with rap, I made a point to not change my name because all the DJs in the hood already knew me as b-boy Fidget. It's a big part of who I am, and I embody that, even though I'm not as active on the breakdance tip now, but it's a big part of who I am, and it makes me unique. You know what I'm saying? Because there was nobody else, and there really ain't that many people still to this day that are moving like that. And so I held on to that energy or whatever because I felt like that's what makes me special. So it's about finding what makes you special. Everybody has that, and once you find it, hone it, cultivate it, and believe in yourself. Way more than anybody else. I've had artists, I've had times when I've had to believe in that person more than they believed in themselves, and it never works. You know what I'm saying? It never works. So like, yeah, you can't hold somebody's hand through this. You gonna have to walk through it yourself, and love it. You know what I'm saying? Love it, because it's not easy. It might take you longer than expected. Normally anything great takes you longer than expected to make happen. You know what I'm saying? So you're gonna come to that crossroads where if you just in it for the bag, you're gonna quit. You know what I'm saying? You really gotta love this shit, and I do. And so I would just say, believe in yourself, and love what you're doing, and find whatever's special about you and grab onto that.
Mama said